Welcome to MLS English Podcast, the show where English learning meets mindset growth. Whether you're here to boost your vocabulary, speak with confidence, or build a strong, unstoppable mindset, you're in the perfect place. Get ready for powerful tips, real conversations, and high energy that will move you forward. This is more than just a podcast. This is your new routine for success. So let's dive into something I think, basically everyone struggles with at some point. Have you ever finished a day, looked back, and just thought, ooh, where did all my time actually go?
Oh, absolutely. That feeling is so common, isn't it? It's like you're running around all day, answering messages, helping people out, jumping between tasks.
Yeah, it's really busy.
Exactly, busy. But then come evening, you feel kind of empty. Like you're active, sure, but not really productive. And the first thing we do is blame ourselves, right? Oh, I'm just lazy, or I really have no discipline.
I know that one. I remember feeling so overwhelmed. I had these big goals, like finally getting fluent in English, maybe getting ahead at work, spending real time with my family. But the constant thought was just, I don't have time.
Yeah.
It feels paralyzing.
It really does. And that's the trap. We start thinking time itself is the enemy we need to fight. But actually, the real issue, the core insight here, is that time isn't the problem. The problem is how easily we get sidetracked, how distracted we become, and how we just forget our actual priorities in the middle of all the daily noise.
Okay, that makes sense. So the good news is, if we can get even a little bit of control back, not just over the clock, but over our focus, things start to shift. You start feeling calmer, more centered, more balanced. Maybe.
Exactly. That's the real benefit we're talking about. It's about finding that sense of control.
Let's talk about the flip side, though, the actual pain of not having enough time. It goes deeper than just being late, doesn't it? I remember days starting late, rushing around, grabbing coffee instead of breakfast, forgetting stuff. You basically start the day already stressed out.
Oh, I've been there. Totally. Like scrambling to catch the bus or train, heart pounding, and you haven't even really started your workday, but you already feel tired. It's like you're beginning from behind.
Yes. And then fast forward to the end of the day. Your energy's just gone. You look back and, okay, yeah, you answered emails, you attended meetings, you put out fires, but lying in bed, you're still asking, what did I really do today? Did I move the needle on anything important?
That's the core of the pain, isn't it? Working hard, feeling busy, but not feeling like you're actually making progress on the things that matter most to you. And look, it's not always laziness. It's often about not having control over your time, or maybe even more importantly, your energy.
Energy. Okay, that's interesting. So it's not just about the hours we have.
Not at all. Time and energy are deeply connected. Which actually brings us to the first big insight. Where your energy goes, your time follows.
Explain that a bit more.
Well, think about how you start your day. What's the very first thing you do? For a lot of us, maybe it's grabbing the phone, right? Scrolling through social media.
Guilty. Or checking emails immediately.
Right. And what happens? Maybe you lose 15, 20, 30 minutes just scrolling, comparing yourself to others, maybe getting hit with some bad news or a stressful work email. And suddenly, even though the whole day is ahead, your energy, your best mental focus for the day feels kind of drained or low.
Yeah, I get that. It's like my brain is already full of stress before I've even brushed my teeth. Suddenly, those 8 hours ahead feel like maybe only 2 hours of real focused time I have left.
Precisely. If you give your best, freshest morning energy to your phone or your inbox, you've essentially lost it for the things that require deep focus, like, say, studying English or creative work or problem solving. But if you protect that energy, give it to something meaningful first, the whole day feels different.
So that first hour, it really shapes the next 10, doesn't it?
It has a huge impact, a really huge impact.
Okay, so protecting energy is key. That leads nicely into the next point, which I think is a tough one for many people. The power of saying no. This feels like a massive time thief, the habit of always saying yes. Oh, it's huge. Think about it from a work perspective. Maybe a colleague asks for help on something when you're already swamped with your own deadlines. You want to be helpful, so you say yes.
Right.
But then you end up working late, feeling exhausted, maybe rushing your own important work, and feeling kind of angry with yourself afterwards.
Definitely been there. And it happens socially too, right? Saying yes to every invitation because you don't want to disappoint people or feel like you're missing out, but then you skip your planned English practice or the book you wanted to read, and you feel guilty later.
Exactly. And here's the hard truth. Every single time you say yes to something small, something that isn't really aligned with your main goals, you are implicitly saying no to something bigger, something that is important to you. Learning to say no strategically isn't selfish. It's smart. It protects your time, yes, but also your energy, your priorities, and honestly, your peace of mind.
When you put it like that, it makes sense. There's a certain lightness, isn't there?
Mm-hmm.
A feeling of control when you finally learn it's okay to politely decline sometimes.
Absolutely. It's empowering.
Okay, let's shift gears a bit. Insight number 3, routines. Now, I know some people hear routine and think boring or rigid, but the idea here is that routines actually give you freedom. How does that work?
It seems like a paradox, doesn't it? But think about it this way. Routines automate the small stuff, so you don't waste mental energy deciding when or if you'll do important things. For instance, setting up a really simple morning routine. Maybe just wake up, drink a glass of water, do 5 minutes of stretching, and then say 15 minutes of focused English vocabulary practice.
Okay, 15 minutes feels small.
It does, and maybe at first you think, what difference can 15 minutes make? But if you do it consistently, after a few weeks, you start the day feeling like you've already accomplished something important. It sets a positive tone. It reduces that morning decision fatigue.
I tried something similar, actually, just reading 10 pages of a book before I even looked at my phone. And it was amazing how much calmer and more in control I felt. Just that one small structured thing.
Exactly. It gives you structure. And with structure, you feel more free because the important things, the things that align with your goals, are getting done almost automatically. Without a routine, your day tends to control you, reacting to whatever comes up. With a routine, you start to control your day.
I like that distinction.
Yeah.
You control your day, it doesn't control you. Okay, what's next?
Next up is tackling a common mistake. Planning way too big, we've all done it, right? Setting these huge goals like, okay, tomorrow I'm going to study English for 3 solid hours, or I'll write for 2 hours straight.
Yes. I found old diary entries like that. Grand plans for the day. Study French 9/11, Gym 11/12, write project report 1/4, and then inevitably life happens. You maybe do one thing and feel guilty about the rest.
It's a classic setup for failure and guilt. The shift is towards thinking in small blocks, really small focus blocks, like 25 or maybe 30 minutes. Just focus intensely on one thing.
Like the Pomodoro technique.
Exactly like that. Commit to just, say, 25 minutes of focused English vocabulary work, no distractions, then take a short break. It feels so much more achievable, doesn't it?
Yeah, definitely less intimidating than 3 hours.
And what usually happens? You do the 25 minutes, you feel good, hey, I did it. And often that little win gives you the momentum to maybe do another block. Or at least you finished something, you broke the inertia. Getting started is often the hardest part.
That's the real secret, isn't it? That single focused block of maybe just 30 minutes can totally change the feel of your day. And if you string those focused days together consistently, that's how you make real progress. It's like climbing a mountain. You don't leap to the summit. You take small, steady, consistent steps.
Precisely. Small blocks lead to big impact over time.
Okay, this next one feels deep. Insight 5. Your time is a mirror of your priorities. Wow, what does that really mean?
It means looking honestly at where your hours actually go, not where you think they go or where you say they should go. For example, you might say, learning English is my absolute top priority right now.
Okay, yeah, lots of listeners probably feel that.
Right. But then if you actually tracked your time for a week and you saw maybe 10 hours spent watching TV or scrolling social media and only, say, 45 minutes total spent on active English practice, what does that really tell you?
Ouch. It tells me that my actions don't match my words, that maybe comfort or entertainment was the actual priority that week, not English.
Exactly. It reveals your revealed priorities, not just your stated ones. Same with fitness, right? You can say, my health is important, but if your time is spent sitting, eating convenient but unhealthy food, and avoiding exercise, well, the mirror of your time shows that convenience was likely the higher priority in practice.
It's a tough pill to swallow sometimes, but it's powerful.
It is. The conclusion is stark. If you want to know what you truly prioritize, don't just listen to what you say. Look at your calendar. Look at where your time actually flows, because ultimately where your time goes, your life goes.
That really puts things into perspective. It forces you to align your actions with your values.
Mm-hmm. And that leads us to think about the emotional side of all this. It's not just about ticking boxes on a to-do list. How does managing time well or poorly make us feel?
Oh, hugely different feelings. Wasting time, like getting sucked into a social media rabbit hole for an hour, or just jumping randomly between apps. How do you feel afterwards? Usually pretty bad, right? Guilty, maybe a bit anxious, frustrated with yourself.
Totally. That end of the night regret. But contrast that with the feeling after even just 1 hour of truly focused work on something important to you. Maybe you finally sat down and did that grammar exercise or wrote that difficult email. How do you feel then?
Proud, accomplished, calmer, actually. like you're moving forward.
Exactly. There's a sense of peace and self-respect that comes from using your time intentionally. So the final insight really is managing your time well doesn't just give you back hours in the day. It gives you peace of mind. It builds self-confidence and that feeling. That's something you'll want to protect.
Yeah. It's not about having a perfect color-coded calendar, is it? It's about building a life where you feel fundamentally calm, confident, and like you're actually in the driver's seat.
Well said.
Okay, this has been fantastic. Before we wrap up, let's do our vocabulary deep dive. We used some important words today related to time, energy, and focus. Let's make sure everyone really gets them.
Sounds good. These words are key to understanding and talking about these concepts. We'll give the word a simple definition, an example, and then maybe a little prompt for you, the listener, to think about.
Great. First word, productive.
Productive means getting useful results, achieving something worthwhile. Example, I studied for 1 hour and finished my homework. I felt very productive.
Okay, listener prompt. When did you last feel really productive? What were you doing?
Next, discipline. This is about control over yourself, the ability to do what you know you need to do, even when you don't feel like it.
Example, he had the discipline to wake up early every day to study English. Prompt, how's your discipline with your English practice right now? Be honest.
Third word, overwhelmed. That feeling of being stressed because there's just too much to do and you feel like you can't cope.
Example, she felt overwhelmed by all the emails she had to answer. Thinking prompt, have you ever felt overwhelmed recently? What caused it?
Number 4, distracted. This happens when your attention gets pulled away from what you're trying to focus on.
Example, he was trying to read, but the loud noise outside distracted him. Quick question for you. What usually distracts you the most when you're trying to study or work?
Okay, 5th, priorities. These are simply the most important things that you need to focus on first.
Example, her top priorities are family, health, and learning English. So what are your top 3 priorities right now? Can you name them?
Number 6, energy. This isn't just physical energy, but also your mental strength and focus to do things.
Example, I don't have much energy in the evening, so I study English in the morning. Think about it. When during the day do you typically have the most energy?
7th is routine. A routine is just a regular, fixed way of doing things, often daily.
Example, my morning routine is simple. Wake up, drink water, and go for a walk. Do you have a routine, big or small, that helps you feel calm or centered?
Number 8, focus. This means giving all your attention to one specific thing without getting sidetracked.
Example, I turned off my phone so I could focus on my English practice. What's one thing you really want to focus on this week?
Almost there. Number 9, consistent. Being consistent means doing something regularly over time without stopping and starting all the time.
Example, she was consistent with her English practice every day, and now she speaks very well. How consistent are you with your learning habits?
And finally, number 10, balance. This is about finding a healthy way to give enough time and energy to the different important parts of your life, like work, study, family, health, without feeling overly stressed.
Example, he found a good balance between work, family, and study. And for you, do you feel like you have a sense of balance in your life right now?
Those are some really useful words. Try using them.
Definitely. Try making your own sentences with them this week. It really helps lock them into your vocabulary.
So as we wrap up, it's interesting how managing your language learning and managing your time have parallels, isn't it? Both require intention, focus, and consistency to see real growth. Both really shape your life when you use them well.
That's a great connection. And maybe the final thought for everyone listening is just this. Your time is incredibly precious. It's the one resource you can't get back. So use it well, use it with focus, and trust that those small, consistent efforts really do add up to big changes over time.
And remember, you're not alone in figuring this out. It's a journey. We're all learning, growing, and practicing together. Keep showing up for yourself.
That's a wrap for today's episode on MLS English Podcast. If you enjoyed it, make sure to subscribe, leave us a review, and share this episode with someone who's serious about growing in English and in life. Keep practicing, keep pushing, and we'll see you in the next one. Let's grow together.